Hey everyone, it's Michelle. So I guess you can tell by the title that my video today is not going to be anything fun or interesting to tell you about. Yes, I have been missing for a little while, and I actually had some of you ask me, when's my next video, and that you miss me posting things. But if you follow me on Facebook, you will have seen that I lost my father. He had not been sick. He had some issues regarding his joints. He is a Vietnam War veteran and was exposed to Agent Orange during the war, and one of the symptoms of Agent Orange exposure is that your joints deteriorate to nothing and you need to get them replaced. He had already had a shoulder done, one knee done. His wrist, they don't replace because it's not really a joint, but his one wrist had already been completely fused together, so that it was immobile. But he had some heart issues just in the past year that they discovered, more AFib type things. Like, for example, he needed a second knee replacement. And when they went to do it last year, when they stuck the needle in his back to give him the epidural, his heart went into AFib, so they had to stop the surgery. So he had problems with the electrical system side of his heart. So they found another doctor that was willing to do the surgery, and he had it done the very beginning of May. I think it was like May 3rd, somewhere around there. So they replaced the knee, and he didn't listen. My father was a very hard-headed man. He lived life by his own rules, and no one could tell him what to do. He literally lived every day like it was his last day on earth, but not always in a good way. He drank a lot. So, not listening to the doctor, he was taking OxyContin, and he was washing it down with vodka, and still driving a car. He was in constant pain, and they didn't know why. He ended up falling on the new knee and breaking it open down to the metal. An infection developed that went into the bones, his bones surrounding the new knee, and in his blood. This has all happened over the course of the last few weeks. He had been in and out of the hospital getting the infection treated. He was sent home with a PICC line and was having to inject antibiotics through the PICC line. And then he developed pneumonia. So the last few months have been very rough, but no one expected this. On Sunday the 23rd, apparently he was outside, again not listening. He was supposed to be resting. He was tinkering around in the garage and trying to get some stuff done, and he come in and sat down, and he had a woman that's been living with him for the last several years, not married, and her son was over. He's like 40 maybe, not quite my age. And they got him to come in the house and sit down to rest because it was very hot and humid, and again, he wasn't even supposed to be outside. So when he sat down on the chair, he just slid right out of it. And Linda, his girlfriend, her son is named Steve. Steve started CPR while she called 911, and he kept up with it for a half hour till the EMTs got there. The EMTs started working on him. They got, at one time, they got a very faint heartbeat. And then they lost it again. They put him in the ambulance, and it's a 45-minute drive to the hospital from where he lived. And they worked on him the whole way, but he never came back. So I got a phone call on the 23rd, about 7 o'clock. Mike and I had just finished playing a game of cards here at the table, and I got the phone call that he collapsed and didn't make it. Again, he was only 66. Wasn't supposed to happen yet. You know what I mean? It's just too young. Fortunately, he retired at 55. And so he did get to enjoy 11 years of not working and enjoying retirement, as opposed to retiring at 65 and dying the next year, if there is a bright spot that I can find. He has a beautiful piece of property. If you look at some of my videos, they would say like Memorial Day or Labor Day or something in the titles. I've videoed being up there. So anyway, Mike and I went to drove up. He didn't live locally. He was like 100 miles away from me, up towards State College, Pennsylvania. So we drove up that Sunday night, and Mike came back home Monday. I stayed through Tuesday. Mike came back up and picked me up. Wednesday I had a meeting with the funeral director and got everything arranged, and just this past Monday, as in 3 days ago, I had his viewing and visitation. So, and this is one of the arrangements I brought home. So now I am an only child, left to deal with everything that's left. It's going to be a long process. Unfortunately, I live in the stupid state of Pennsylvania, and so did he, where you get nailed hard with inheritance taxes. There are only 6 states in the country that you have to pay inheritance taxes, and of course Pennsylvania is one of them. They're Kentucky, Iowa, Nebraska, New Jersey, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. So I have 9 months to get everything done and get these taxes paid, or they will start fining me. If I get everything kind of settled and my taxes paid within 3 months, I get a 5% discount. Just to give you an idea of how bad they get you with taxes, my dad owned approximately $16,000 worth of firearms. He was a big hunter. Just the taxes I have to pay on the guns alone are $1,500. So you can imagine, with a giant piece of property, 2 pickup trucks, a 30-some foot travel trailer, ATVs, garages, 2 garages. Each garage is over 1,300 square feet. That's how big the garages are. I have a little bit of nightmare on my hands. So I might be absent for a little while, not completely, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to where I will be. It's been, I'm so sorry, I haven't slept. It's been a very difficult almost 2 weeks, but I need to get back to feeling normal, or I'm gonna go out of my mind. This afternoon I have to go to the funeral home and pick up his Marine Corps ring that I had on him for the viewing in his black leather Vietnam veteran vest that I had on him. They're hoping the ashes are ready for me to pick up, and I get the bill today for the funeral and papers that I have to sign just to finalize everything down here, because I held the services down here in his hometown. Just to give you an idea of how many people. I will get the guest book back today, but the girl from the funeral home said she didn't count every single name, but looking at the guest book and looking at how many lines per page and how many pages are on there and calculating that times 1.5, because some people were singles, but a lot of people were couples. I even had, you know, like 4 people that would be on one line. They are estimating the amount of people that showed up at his viewing to be about 700 people. My father was someone that everybody loved. He was a barrel of fun all the time. We had no parking. We were out of parking. They were using businesses across the highway and having people try to cross the highway to get to the funeral home. We had people lined up down the street. People were waiting an hour and a half just to get into the funeral home. I was in complete awe Monday night. I spoke about my father and his life, and then the Veterans Honor Guard gave him full military rights, which included the 21 gun salute, which I have all the shell casings. And then on behalf of the President of the United States, I was presented with an American flag in honor of him fighting in the Vietnam War. So someday soon I will show you, once I get it all like put in a frame, because right now it's just in plastic. I'll show you a little bit more, maybe show you a couple pictures, and show you the flag and everything. I'm not gonna do that yet. So I think that's all I'm gonna say right now. So I just want to say thank you, and please stay with me. I will be back as soon as I can. It's just gonna take me just a little bit longer to get back to normal, but I promise you I will be back with more grocery hauls and cooking videos and stuff as soon as I get back in my groove. And I'll keep you posted, because obviously there's a lot to learn about when you lose a parent, and what all you have to do, what all you have to take care of. So maybe I'll try to do some videos on that as well, because right now I'm just getting a crash course and I was completely unprepared. So that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you as soon as I can. Bye.